You're listening to the Signal Daily.
Hello, I'm Manaswini, your host for the Signal Daily podcast. This is the episode for 16th May 2024. Today we talk about the interesting legal battle between face cream brands Nivea and Ponds. What is the fight about? Well, you'll have to keep listening to find out. In this episode, we'll also look at Google's latest announcements. From its I/O event. The tech giant introduced several AI tools that are set to overhaul Google search. In the world of branding, colors and shades can mean a lot. Think about it. Have you ever seen the bottle of Coca-Cola without the color red in its packaging or Pepsi without the blue? The colors set them apart, even if in my controversial opinion, the fizz and taste are pretty much similar. And that is essentially the crux of what two face cream brands, both very popular in India, Nivea and Ponds, are fighting about. For the last 3 years, the German company Bayersdorf AG, which makes Nivea, has been embroiled in a bitter legal battle with Hindustan Unilever, or HUL, that manufactures Ponds over the latter's use of the shade Pantone Blue for its marketing campaigns. So Bayersdorf knocked on the doors of the Delhi High Court, alleging that Pond's salespersons were stopping customers at malls and they were applying Pond's Super Light Gel Cream on one hand and stuff from an unlabeled blue tub on the other hand. Following that, Pond's spokesperson asked customers to look through a magnifying glass to see how the Pond's cream didn't leave much of a residue on their hands compared to other cream. Now, according to Pond's, it was merely a blue tub, but the complainant said that it was not any blue, it was Pantone Blue. And that's the exact shade of Nivea's tubs, alleging that the marketing campaign was referring to the brand. The second argument from Nivea was that comparison itself was unfair because they were pitting Nivea's heavy cream with Pond's gel-based cream. I mean, this is as petty as it can get, honestly. So can Nivea claim rights over Pantone Blue? Well, look, color trademarks are something that some brands do. For instance, the jewelry brand Tiffany has trademarked the bright blue hue of its packaging, and that's why it's called Tiffany Blue. Plus, the famous British Indian artist Anish Kapoor owns the right to Vanta Black, the blackest of black color out there. And also, this has led to a long-standing feud with another artist, but that's a story for another day. Now, when it comes to Nivea and Pantone Blue, as per Bar and Bench, although Nivea does not hold any intellectual property rights over the shade, its rights were recognized by the German Patent and Trademark Office. And so the Delhi High Court has taken cognizance of its color argument and observed that, and I quote, the use by defendant of a blue tub cream in exactly the same distinctive color seems prima facie to have the objective to make consumer draw association to the plaintiff's product, end quote. It also found merit in the heavy cream versus gel argument. It said that the defendant chose to compare their lightest product, aka Pond's Super Light Gel, to plaintiff's heaviest product, which is Nivea Cream, and that it is inherently, and I quote, misleading and disparaging and cause irreversible prejudice to the plaintiff, end quote. All in a day's work, am I right? For our second segment, we are going to bring you deep dives on stories from the world of technology, business, policy, and anything that leaves you with food for thought. Just yesterday, we talked about OpenAI's new AI model GPT-4o and how it can process images, text, and videos better than before and even chat with you in real time with a very human-like voice. And well, just a day later, Google had its I/O conference and announced some big AI updates of its own. And a major highlight of these announcements was a significant change in how we interact with the company's crown jewel, Google Search. But wait, let me break this down one update at a time. So the headliner was the new project called Astra. Essentially, Astra is Google's vision for built-in AI assistants that can actually converse with you naturally without those annoying lags and pauses we're used to with current AI. And if you can't remember all of Google AI products, we don't blame you either. In one of the Astra demonstrations, the AI helped the user locate their missing pair of glasses by analyzing videos from their phone. Quite wild, right? This next-level assistant aims to understand videos and images to provide more context to your queries. So yeah, it's pretty similar to what GPT-4o showcased on Monday, which also means The Academy Award-winning movie Her might soon become a reality. But Astra is just the start. Google search is on the brink of a big change. It's going to become more personalized and give quicker summaries with the launch of AI overviews, which will simplify search results. We are talking about turning those standard blue links into an interactive conversational experience. So instead of just typing keywords, you'd be able to communicate what you need using normal language like talking to a human assistant. But notice how Google is shaking up its search game just as it started to feel the pressure from competitors like Microsoft and OpenAI. Plus, even smaller players such as Perplexity, U.com, and Brave are catching attention with their fresh AI-powered takes on search engines. Another update that Google announced was a feature to help you plan things, be it your daily routine or your vacations. For example, if you need help with planning your meals for the day or looking for a gym within your area, you could just ask Google and it will give you some direct responses, unlike the usual blog posts and URLs. Also soon, Google's AI might even give you a rundown on nearby gyms, sum up reviews, and give estimated walking times as well. This is especially possible for Google compared to newer search engines because others might not have as much info at their fingertips. Additionally, it is also testing a new feature that uses on-device AI to monitor phone calls as they happen and warn users about possible scams. Oh, also, Google introduced a new way to watermark text, helping identify AI-generated content. Phew, I told you, Google announced a bunch of updates. But what really stood out was its plan to change Google search as we know it. I mean, imagine, we are stepping into a new era of search where the search itself does all the legwork. But there's also a chance that this new era of AI-powered search might be biased or even wrong for that matter. For example, we know that Gemini isn't perfect and can sometimes share incorrect information, which are called hallucinations. In fact, earlier this year, Google's AI tool even faced some serious criticism for depicting historical figures like George Washington as black. And as a result, Google had to temporarily pause the tool. Besides that, a big chunk of search results will now be filled with AI-generated summaries and categories. And inevitably, this shift will have a significant impact on the web. As highlighted in a Fortune report, it might disrupt the $68 billion search engine optimization industry, which has played a vital role in helping websites, news outlets, and blogs enhance their visibility on search engines for the past few decades. And understandably, this development has left web publishers and content creators feeling quite anxious. Plus, as a Wired report points out, changes to search have big implications for Google's ad revenue as well, which is its main source of income. Because if Google offers more direct answers to users' queries, it could mean fewer chances to show ads if people don't need to search as much for additional info. So maybe putting all the eggs in the AI basket might not yield the best outcomes. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if Google's investment in AI pays off in the end. If you like listening to The Signal Daily, please show us some support. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this podcast. So feel free to shoot an email at hello@thesignal.co. The episode was researched, written and produced by Shorbori and me, Manaswini, edited by Venkat, Ananth, mastered and mixed by Yash Hirave. You can catch this podcast every morning on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime Music, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We are thesignal.co on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.